Where have you been? I've been waiting for you. Welcome back to Leti's Corner. Today we're going to paint Makenzie Childs inspired decor with a little surprise for all of you Halloween lovers. So stick around here in Leti's Corner. For those of you who don't know, Makenzie Childs inspired decor is all the rage in the crafting world right now. It's really beautiful, hand-painted, artisanal artwork, sort of rustic or also glam, depending on your style, but all hand-painted. And today we're going to start step one of having Makenzie Childs inspired decor. The first step in creating Makenzie Childs inspired decor on a dime is chalk paint. I prefer the Waverly brand of chalk paint, but you can really use any chalk paint. It's great for beginners. It's very forgiving. It's thick and easy to work with, so it dries very quickly. And I can go on and on and on about the praises of Waverly chalk paint. And that is the very first step in achieving the Makenzie Childs playful checkered look. See, it's really quick, and you have a pretty thick first coat, and now we're going in and we're going to do the second coat. And you have to lay down the base coat on everything that you want to Makenzie Childs. So we did a pumpkin, and we did a leaf, and a charger. So Olivia taught me that I could replicate the Makenzie Childs look on a dime. So that's what we're doing today. What you're gonna need is some paint. I picked this up at the Dollar Tree, and you can really use any color you want. Makenzie Childs is famous for a checkerboard pattern, and that's what we're going to do. I have some leftover pumpkins, so I picked up one of these from my stash. This really isn't totally necessary, but it's nice to have a little container for your paint. A black Sharpie. This is a gold paint marker, and a little brush. So the first thing that you need to do is take the Sharpie marker, and you're just going to run some lines, and they don't have to be neat. There really is very little skill. You don't even have to have a steady hand. You're just gonna run some Sharpie marks down the pumpkin with an elongated neck and a light hand. Just kidding. You're going to run the lines down the pumpkin so it looks like this. And then you're just going to start about a third of the way down, and you're going to draw some lines horizontally around the pumpkin. And you're going to do this 1/3 of the way down from the top, and then 1/3 of the way from the bottom. Voila. And then you go in with the black paint and you work on the pattern next. Just a little dab will do you, and you literally can start anywhere. I like to start in the middle. And the beauty about doing this is that Makenzie Childs looks are hand painted, so they're not perfect by any means. You can make wobbly lines. You don't have to be a painter. I'm not a painter. And here you go. The Makenzie Childs step one dupe of a pumpkin. It only took one coat of paint, and I didn't even have to have a steady hand. So we're gonna let this dry a good probably hour, and then we're gonna finish up the detail. And after she dries, then you just go in with your Sharpie paint marker, which you can get at, sometimes they have them at the dollar store, but this one I picked up at Michael's, and you just go in and trace over the lines, and then you define the pattern, and you have your little pumpkin. And I love this. It's so cute and therapeutic. So I made another one, and I will put these in some kind of display. And because this is so much fun to do, I'm going to also recreate the pattern on this wooden leaf that I found at Target. Remember that we started by laying down a white base of chalk paint, and then I painted the edges black. For this one, I'm not going to freehand the pattern. I'm going to use painter's tape, and I'll just lay it down and run a line next to it. And the lines will be a little bit more straight. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is a technique that Olivia teaches on Olivia's Romantic Home. And again, the beauty of Makenzie Childs dupes is that they're one-of-a-kind painted pieces, hand painted, so they don't have to be perfect. Your lines don't have to be straight. First, stripey pattern, then you can go through and recreate the check. I like it a lot. And then, this is a pro tip. Since we spent so much time working so hard on the pattern and laying down all of the layers of paint, we want to make sure that we get the pattern right, according to my dumb director. Excuse me. So, a tip is to start at the top end and take a pencil and put a little dot in every square that you're going to paint black so that you don't break the pattern. Pro tip. And then you can start painting. And there you have a Makenzie Childs inspired maple leaf. I will go in as a final step when this dries in about an hour and put in the gold trim. If you were really watching that closely, it could be an OCD trigger because these lines are not straight. But remember, we're working on this hand-painted craft, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Just enjoy, have fun. It's gonna look really cute when you're done. All right, and now for the time you've all been waiting for. We're going to make a wreath out of this mask. It's the one and only Halloween thing we're going to do. And you're going to need a wreath form from the Dollar Tree. You're going to need some white deco mesh and some orange deco mesh, a pair of scissors, some pipe cleaners, and then you're ready to go. This type of wreath is called a deco mesh wreath. And what we are going to do first is cut a bunch of pipe cleaners in half, like so. That should be good. And then we're going to cut lengths of the orange deco mesh. We're going to cut lengths of this deco mesh in about 10 inches long. This handy little mat has a ruler on the side. And this wreath is going to be amazing, but it's going to be very time consuming. Okay, so once you cut the entire roll of deco mesh in 10-inch lengths and find out that the crafters took all of the orange from Hobby Lobby, but luckily you had some red for Christmas, you cut some lengths of red as well. Same 10 inches. And now we're going to start assembling bunches that will become the hair, Pennywise's hair. So this is what we're going for. The top half of the wreath will make a full head of wild hair, and the bottom half will be the frilly part of his clown outfit, and the mask will make the center, the ghoulish middle. So those of you that really enjoy Halloween decor, this is time consuming, but it's going to be well worth it. So once you have your lengths cut, what you're going to do is Really easy. You're just going to make little bunches. Squeeze them together like this, and then you put the next one next to it and just bunch it up nice and wild. And then you will secure the little bunch in the middle with pipe cleaner. And you make many, many, many of them. And then we're going to put them together on the wreath form, and you will see the wild hair start to take shape. If you do happen to find extra rolls of the orange, you can actually give this more dimension by putting 2 orange ones together and making a pattern of orange and red. But you do many of these. I really don't know how many I'm gonna need. I didn't count them out because it really depends on how bushy you want the hair to look, how wild you want it to look. When you have a lot of these together. That voice is fun, but not for long. You begin to realize that you wouldn't be able to wear this mask anywhere. So it's a good thing we're making it into a wreath. You're going to begin these little guideposts in the middle, divide the wreath in half, and we're going to begin by securing them with these 2, the little wreath bunches. We just put, easier I guess when you can see without a Pennywise mask on, but not as fun. You can practice your spooky voices. This is too much fun. All right, and then you just make another row right next to it. Using the little metal bars to secure the pipe cleaner. And you can see this is going to take me a minute. Just enjoy the process. Have some fall fun. I just don't know what to say about this. I'm so excited. Look at this. It's a little time consuming. So the back is a little obscured, but you can see how you just go around and you secure the ties to the metal bars. And then for the mask, I used a pipe cleaner on each side, and I just ran it through the little hole where the elastic was. And then to secure the top, I have this little hole puncher tool that I got at the dollar store, and I poked 2 little holes in the very top and ran a small pipe cleaner through the back. And now this mask isn't going anywhere. Okay, and then for the collar, you repeat the same process, cutting lengths of white deco mesh in 10-inch strips, and then you bunch them up, secure them with a pipe cleaner, and then you begin to attach them along the bottom to form Pennywise's collar. There's a couple of shout outs that I want to give today. I want to shout out to the creator, the designer, whoever came up with this fantastic idea. We don't know, unfortunately. I do like to give credit where credit is due, so I just want to put that disclaimer here that we didn't design this idea here in Leti's Corner, but we found a picture of something very similar on the Facebook feed, and here we are, trying to replicate it, and I think pretty successfully. And you're going to be able to do this too, pretty successfully and on a budget. I also want to shout out my mom, because she has been helping make these little bunches. So it's fun for the whole family. And then when you secure them, are you ready? I don't think you're ready. Are you ready? Ooh. And now we're just putting on the finishing touches. Because it's a mask, we definitely need to color in the eyes. All you need for this is a scrap piece of white paper, a lime green marker, and a Sharpie for the pupil, and tape to secure it. So you just do the iris a circle for the iris, the pupil is black as night, and then you have a friend look at it for you. My director will tell me up or down.
Right there.
Oh my goodness. And the final touch, he has pom-poms on his collar, and I thought I had pom-poms in my craft room, but I didn't, so I improvised with these two little plastic ornaments and a pipe cleaner. And you just go in through the mesh and secure the pom-poms. Try not to look it straight in the eyes because this thing is so freaking creepy. This is not my jam, but I hope our special viewer, our cousin Kendra, is really going to enjoy this Halloween wreath. Ow! If you enjoyed your time in Leti's Corner making this scary thing and these posh Makenzie Childs hand-painted crafts, give us a like and subscribe, and join me next time here in Leti's Corner.